I know what some of you guys are thinking. I'm clickbaiting you. And I wish I was. Today I wish I could be like, yo, I'm just joking. But no, my truck actually had a check engine light. So I haven't checked what it is quite yet because I figured let me go ahead and grab the camera and let's just be surprised together. So we got back from our trip last week, okay? I'm not sure when I'm gonna post this video, but I'm probably gonna try to post as much of my content as I can from our trip before I post this video. But regardless of it, I have a check engine light, and you guys know my truck has weight loss program and a ton of upgrades. So it's not like I can just take all the stuff off and take it into the dealership. But let's go ahead and I'm gonna grab my RTD so we can read the code. I gotta go grab my phone, by the way, too. But yeah, I'm a little concerned here. This is like the worst thing that could happen right now because I've spent a lot of money. Hopefully we'll be putting this on really soon. Install videos to come if you are thinking about getting an AV bumper. So before we left on the trip, I checked every wire. Anything that we touched on this truck, I touched one last time before we left because I didn't want any issues. And so, oh darn, do I not have the key? The key may not be in here actually. Oh, I'll be right back. Now you guys know I can actually pull codes off of my Banks iDash Pro, but I don't want to start the truck up. Actually, I think I might have to start the truck up because you guys probably won't trust me if I say I have a check engine light and don't. So you know what, here, I'll start it up for like 30 seconds, just so you guys know I'm not lying. So here we go. Gotta hold this. It's a little cold in my garage, so it's right there. Let me turn this light off so that way you guys can see. You guys see that light? I do have a check engine light. And I already have my RTD plugged in, so I'm not gonna plug in my iDash Pro. But yes, you can pull codes on that. So all I have to do, actually, hold on, let me just make sure you guys don't see anything important on my phone. But if I go on my TDN right here, I go to DTC. Here. Let me go ahead and put it back in accessory mode. So yeah, you guys saw the check engine light. And let's just hit recodes. It's doing something. That's not a good sign. It's like pulling a bunch of codes, isn't it? It says here, it's not saying anything, is it? Oh, here we go. So it's saying 3 fault codes. Pending, current, permanent, U0284. And then U062F, lost communication with coolant pump C, and then that's it. Let's go online and see what this is. I don't know what a U0284 is. You pretty much saw my RTD. This was the issue, but I wanted to get online to see if this has like maybe a service bulletin. That way we could potentially just not have to worry about warranty. But you guys see here, this issue seems to be universal because this is a 1500 here. And I did see a Nissan also have a U0284, so I'm pretty sure if a car has an active grille shutter, if it does have issues with that system, you're going to probably throw that U0284 code. Now I did go here and I did see this, that there is actually a service bulletin for this issue, but it's not including HD trucks. Looks like it's just Yukon and then Sierra half tons. Be sure to pause. They have a few corrections. They say the wire harness has to be seated correctly, and it's possible that corrosion can get in there. Here's correction 2. You have to check the circuit 4621 connection. And then this is for a pinched wire. This is definitely going to probably be an easy fix, but I'd rather just see if I can get this done under warranty, right? That's the goal here. Obviously, how can my tune affect this? That's the question I'll have to ask, but let's go ahead and jump back into the video. I can't wait to read the comments on this video. Cannot wait. I might actually wait around just to see them come in. Because I know what people are thinking. Your truck has all this work done. You've taken off some pretty important things. Are you really going to take your truck to the dealership and open up a can of worms? And that's a really good question. I'm sure some of you guys are thinking you can't take it in because your warranty's voided. And some of you guys are actually correct, and I'll discuss that here in a second. But here's what I want you guys to understand. See, some people don't understand what warranty is. See, people believe that warranties cover things that are broken. And that's not actually true. Do you guys know what warranties cover? They cover workmanship and defects. That's it. Warranties do not fix things that are broken. Now, they can honor things under warranty, but if something gets broken, like I had a camera break on my wife's car, and I thought that Lexus would Goodwill it for us because we bought your most premium SUV, you should just fix it. And rightfully so, they should have, but they didn't. And they decided they wanted me to pay out of pocket. So I said, well, I'm not gonna do that. I will just fix it myself. And that's what I did. I literally took the entire bumper off that truck and got that camera out. My wife helped me too. We learned something and it was fun. It took us 2 hours and we enjoyed it the entire time. And we went out and got a nice big steak because we saved a bunch of money not taking it to them. They wanted like $800 or $900 just for labor, not including the part. And the part that they had was marked up like 3 times. I'm like, the camera online is literally $250. Actually, I don't think it was that much. I think I paid less than that for it actually, but they had it marked up to like $500 or $600. So here's what I'll tell you. You're right. My warranty is voided depending on what dealership I go to. Now, if I have any issues, I'm not gonna get angry. I'm not gonna start yelling and screaming because that doesn't solve anything. And I think a lot of times, some of you guys out there screw yourselves. See, I'm not going in there looking for a problem. I'm going in there to get something solved. So you guys saw online, this seems to be an issue with my truck. And most of you guys have to understand something. If this was a powertrain or drivetrain issue, I'd be a little nervous because you're right. They can really link my upgrades to potentially the failure if there were one in those systems, in those components. So this is where you have to really do your homework. See, sometimes doing upgrades ain't worth it. That's why a lot of guys were really shocked when I started doing all these upgrades to such a new truck. But what you have to understand is I didn't get a service contract or extended warranty as you guys know it. I didn't get one. And my truck now is going on 3 years old. So after next year, my bumper to bumper warranty is finished. And then in 2 more years, my powertrain warranty will be finished. So if you're doing the maintenance that you're supposed to be doing on these trucks, I always tell you guys, I'm pretty particular on how I use my equipment. And I know some of you guys think I'm a little crazy, but I've never had a powertrain failure. I've never had any type of catastrophic failure on any car I've owned. And I've owned a lot of cars and I've driven them hard. You guys see how I treat my truck. I won't baby it. You know, when I'm towing, I give it the juice and I just hope for the best. But I am going to take it in for service. I am going to film it. And if I have any issues, you guys will know about it. And then this should tell you whether or not you can do this without having any issues. But I'm willing to bet you guys I won't have any issues. There's really no reason for the dealership to give me a problem unless they're that type of dealership who want to make more money. You have to understand that there are dealerships who don't care about customers, they care about money. And warranty does not pay that well. However, customer pay pays significantly more. It still smells like a diesel truck out here 20 minutes later. And I only started my truck for what, 30 seconds? I love that smell, however, though. But last thing I want to mention to you guys is this. Do you guys know that the manufacturer is probably the biggest reason why you hear this term, your warranty is voided, when that's not true? Even with the laws that protect you, I'll show you one right here. You just remember this. Is it the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act or something like that? I can't remember off the top of my head. But I've pulled that a few times for you guys. And here's what I'll tell you. Manufacturers can actually audit dealerships. So if I took my truck in, let's just say, for example, my engine blew up. and the dealership decided, hey, we like you, you've done all your services here, we see you done all your oil changes here, we're gonna go ahead and just fix this problem for you under warranty. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. Well, in 6 months, GM can actually go in and audit them. Now, I know this is true for Stellantis because I've seen it happen before, but GM is probably the same. They can go in, audit the dealership, and if they pulled the records on my eSIM and saw that at the time it was tuned, they could charge back the dealership the warranty claim that they put in. And now you have a ticked off dealership, the owner, the service director, they're mad now because they have a $20,000 chargeback. And so they're like, well, what do we do? And that's what happens is the term your warranty is voided because of your upgrades. That's what happens. And so you have to have an intelligent conversation with the dealership. What did I just show you guys? I showed you online that this issue is pretty normal for these trucks. So now I'm going to print this stuff out and just have it with me just in case. That way we can have a great conversation. And I'm not going to allow them to say that my warranty is voided because it's not voided. And I will tell any and everyone, don't say that because it's not true. However, you are trying to decline a warranty claim. That way I would have to pay out of pocket. That's basically what would be happening. So they have to prove that this issue, this defect is related or linked to any upgrades that I've done. And it would be really hard to link that with my tune. It would just be really hard to do so because online you see this is a known issue. So I hope this was helpful. Be sure to do your research. And yeah, this may not be for everybody. I already told you guys, any upgrade that I've done, I've never told you guys, you got to do this, it's worth it. No. You have to figure out for yourself if it's worth it, because if I have to replace my engine, I'm not saying that I have the cash to do so. I'm not saying that, and I don't want to do that. But I do have the means to get that taken care of. So I took the risk right here because I wanted a more healthier truck. But you have to keep in mind, I'm doing a lot more than I've ever done in the past. I never check my oil level. And now I check my oil level weekly. I check my coolant. You know, I always let my trucks warm up. You guys see this cord right here? This is for my engine block heater. I know you guys think I'm crazy. I plug my truck in at 30, 40 degrees simply because I use a 15W40. And obviously that oil is going to take a little bit longer to flow, but I want to try to keep as much wear and tear off my engine and transmission as possible off my drivetrain. So that's why I'm doing a little bit extra, because I want to make my truck obviously reliable and not have to worry about a big repair bill. So again, do your research and know that a lot of times, a lot of people who have issues, it is sometimes self-inflicted. That oil cooler failure, I'm willing to bet you there's a common denominator, and they have to figure out what it is. Is it a climate issue, or is it a certain area that it happens? Because it happens a lot here in Utah, right? And I want to say it happened a lot in the wintertime, which is why I always plug my truck in, and I'm very, 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 very cautious of my oil pressure. So again, do your research and do your maintenance. Don't think that a 5,000 mile oil change is too soon. Maybe you might need to go a little bit sooner. Do an oil analysis. I do that as well. And again, these are just things that keep me from having to worry about potential problems. And that's why I do what I do.